How's everybody doing? McNeil coming to you from the garage. We are closing in on Mask Fest, and this guy is just about completely done. Maybe just a few more tweaks here and there, but I just wanted to show you what he looks like now that he's done. Now you may go, he looks like the other Eddie Quist that we've seen you do. Actually, this one literally has everything that I've ever done to an Eddie Quist display ever. And by what I mean by that is this particular version, I cut the skull part out that was sculpted and part of the original mold, and I cast a separate skull mask and put it in there. So literally everything that you see here and all the way through here is like a partial skull mask that is underneath all of the skin and all of this gore, so that there's a little added depth. Literally, you could stick a pencil in there, like that bullet wound. You could stick your pinky in there, and so if you look, there's, it's deep. Everything about it is three-dimensional, which is kind of what I was going for. Not kind of, that's exactly what I was going for. This version's got some punched hair. This version's got acrylic teeth, which these Eddie Quists have never had. And the reason it's got acrylic teeth is because on the mold itself, I took those sort of Amazon teeth. If you type in fake teeth on Amazon, you can get these acrylic teeth, which are amazing. And I used it in the sculpture. Actually, no, these are 3D printed, but it's not unlike this. These are 3D printed teeth that I made. But these, here they are, a bunch of singles. But when I sculpted this guy, I used those teeth in the mold. And when I pulled it out, so basically when you would pull up one of these masks, you would end up with latex teeth. And these are the teeth that I cut out of the blank that eventually became this guy. And then I went back in and I glued the Amazon acrylic teeth onto the skull before I shoved all of that stuff in, sandwiched it really in between the latex skin here and the latex skull there. So it was this is just a layered version. There's a lot of pieces kind of going on here. And this one also has the bladders, and I've gone over that in a couple of videos where I talk about how I sandwich these bladders into the mold itself, so you end up with that mid-transformation effect from the film. This one, because of the acrylic teeth, also has some depth to that mouth. So if you look at the, what did I do with it? I just had it. Oh, here they are. If you look at the part that I cut out, there's really no depth there, right? Everything is just kind of like really and there was a bubble in these teeth anyway. So I'm glad that I went this route. You see that there's no depth to that mouth. The teeth are clenched and there's no depth. Well, this allowed me to insert a tongue and to put a little acid damage on that tongue in there. So there's a little more going on inside his mouth than what you would expect from one of the other Eddie Quist busts that I've done. The hair, like I say, I punched it. I've got a lot of goo on it. All of that good stuff. So this guy's coming together. I think that I may just do a little bit more to the hairline up here. But other than that, I think I'm pretty good. Oh, the other thing is, and I've talked about it, but I'll talk about it here again. So for eyes on this guy, I had an acid sort of eaten eye that I had here in the shop. So I used that. But for this eye, I use a taxidermy eye. And what I did with this guy is these particular taxidermy eyes have retinas. And so what that means is there's a depth to that eye, and the backside of the taxidermy eye is painted green, so that when you shine a light on it, it reflects back at you like a coyote or a dog or a cat or whatever. Like you see those shots in like Wolfen where you see the eyes of the animal or whatever as it's coming towards you. And I figured out pretty early on that the way that they were doing that is that the pupil here is actually a hole that's looking at the back side of this glass eye. So what I did is I sanded off the back paint, which is green, off of that, and I repainted it red. Let's see if I can get a shot of it here without having to look through this. There you go. You can see a little bit of it in there. So he's got a red retina in there that will, if you were to take a picture with a flash or look at it through like this magnifying glass thing that I've got here, which is filthy, you'd be able to see the red in the back of his eye. So it's just an extra little kind of hidden Easter egg on these guys that I think is really cool. I did some of this on the Ed Wolves as well. But why not, right? If you're gonna do it, do every piece and part and thing that you can to make these things as cool as possible. So yeah, there you go. There's Eddie Quist. Cut off the light so that he's not being blinded. But the cool thing is without the light on, you're looking at just regular old straight black eyes, and then you turn on the light, and now we have the red sort of demon red eye look. So there you go. He's done for the most part. Like I say, there might be a couple of more little tweaks and whatnot, but otherwise we are good to go. And this is absolutely the last mask I'm gonna make before Mask Fest, because I gotta figure out how to get all these guys in a suitcase. So Mr. Quist will be along for the ride. Hope everybody's having a good night. Talk to you soon.